Hey guys, my name is Gabe. This is episode 32 to Let's Make Rust. So today we're going to be finally implementing multiplayer. So a lot of you guys have been asking me if this is going to be a thing that we're going to be adding. So obviously now you can see that we're going to be adding multiplayer. So hopefully I don't get any more questions like that. So first of all, we're going to go to our asset store. If you don't know how to do that, we're going to go to our window tab up here and select asset store. If you want to use a keyboard shortcut, you could do Control 9. And we're going to be using a networking system called Photon. So we're going to search up here, Photon Networking, and we're going to be using the free one. So we're going to open up right here, Photon Unity Networking Free. And so I have an update, so I'm going to hit update here. You will have a download button. So once that finishes decrypting. Okay, so if you hit download, you should see this window pop up. We're going to be now importing the package. So we're going to hit import right here. And this might take some time, so I'll just let this finish and I'll be right back. Okay, so now you should probably see this window pop up. This is the wizard. So this is going to connect to your Photon networking account. So what we're going to need now is to go to photonengine.com. I'll include a link in the description. And you're going to want to make an account. And after you make an account, you're going to go over here to your dashboard and to real time. So in here you should see all of your applications for Photon. So this is basically where all your CCUs are going to be stored, your concurrent users. This is where all the data gets tracked. Okay, so we're going to start out by making a new application. So over here, go to create a new real-time application. And I'm going to give this a name such a, I don't know, let's make Rust. Let's make Rust. And description, you don't have to add one. This is for and you can include a URL for your website. You don't have to include it as the description. So now we're going to hit create. And once you create it, you should see here your app ID. So we're going to copy this app ID, and inside of Unity for our wizard, we're going to paste that ID, and we're going to hit set up project. Okay, so it should say done, all connections or all connection settings can be edited. Make sure you have no extra spaces or no typos. Or this is case sensitive, of course, so copy it obviously. And we're going to close the wizard. We're going to change a few things here. So we're going to do Photon Cloud because we're going to be working with the cloud instead of hosting our own servers. Because maybe we'll get into that stuff in the future. Region, I would just select your region. I'm in the U.S., so I'm going to select U.S. Leave your app ID the way it is now. You can always change it to a different application, depending if you get a package which has, say, 100 concurrent users with CCU burst, which means that CCU burst is if it goes over 100, it'll still run. So UDP, we'll leave it at UDP, and we're going to want to enable auto join lobby. And for our RPC list, we're going to do refresh RPC list just in case. We're just going to close that out for now. Okay, so in our game you should see everything should still be fine. And I do want to remove one thing. Let's see here. It should be in Photon Unity Networking, and we have demos here. We have a demos folder here, so we're just going to delete that. Okay, so we're going to go to our scripts folder, and we're going to make a new folder in here called networking or multiplayer. I'll just call it networking. And inside of this, we're going to create a C# script, and I'm going to call this network manager. Okay, so we're going to open that up. And in Visual Studio, just hit reload all as usual. Okay, and now instead of mono behavior, we're going to want to do photon behavior, was it? Photon network. Yeah, so we're probably, what was it called? So instead of mono behavior, we're going to do photon.mono behavior, which also includes our photon class that we had, or that was provided, which includes a photon view, which gives recognition to our transform of our entities or game objects. And inside of here, we're going to want to do private void on, I believe it's on connect. I don't know. We'll change this in a second. Or actually, we'll do start, right? So we'll do this in start, and we're going to do photon network dot connect using settings. And in here, we're going to need a game version. So we're going to do a public int game version, which is equal to, say, I don't know, 1. 1.0, we could do that. Or that's actually decimal. It won't work. So we'll do a double, no, wait, let's just do a float for this, yeah. Game version, which is a float, and this should take in now game version. And I believe that's it. I think we might need, oh, that's actually a string. Okay, instead of a float, we're gonna do string game version is equal to 1.0. And now when we start the game, and once this script gets executed, we're going to connect to the lobby using these settings. So game version, so this kind of splits up people who are not in the same version to protect from things such as, say, cheating, something like that. So now inside of our main menu, so we're going to go back to our main menu here, and I did make a game new instead of game because game for some reason had a lighting excuse me, had a lighting problem. So I'm just going to remove game. Yours should still be game, but don't worry about that. So in main menu now, for our start game, we're going to want to have that, we're going to want to make sure that we connect. So we're going to make a empty object here, and I'm going to reset its transform to 0, 0, 0. I'm going to call this network manager. And inside of here, we're going to add our network manager. And we're going to want to make sure that this network manager doesn't get destroyed on load. Excuse me, on load. So we're going to make a public bool here. Let's see, keep on load is equal to true. So destroy, or how was it? It was transform.destroy. Actually, oh yeah, here we go. Don't destroy on load object target. So we're going to do transform. And we're going to want to add an if statement here. So if keep on load is not equal to true, or actually is equal to true. Yeah, I'm making a few mistakes today. Don't understand why. Can't type today. So if keep on load is true, then we're not going to destroy this object. Otherwise, you know, we're going to load our scene, and we are now not going to do that. So now we should be able to connect using settings, and we might get a readout in our console. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so once we hit play, you should see switching protocol UDP photon network.connected is false, which is strange. Oh, I don't believe we connected. So now we have to do, let's see. We're gonna want to do now photon network.connect. How did I do this? Okay, so I'm actually going to take all of this, or not the whole thing, but I'm gonna put this connect using settings into a separate method. So we're gonna do private void connect. And inside of this method, we're going to include our photon network.connect using settings game version. And now we're gonna wanna include a few other methods. So we wanna do a public void join random room. And we're going to debug.log join random room, which basically tells us that this method was called, and this will be called from the photon.monoBehavior, so we don't have to worry about calling that ourselves. That's just on join random room. And we're going to do photon network.join random room. Oh wait, I did that. Actually, this has to be called by us. This is not a on join room. This is a join random room. This is just for us. So we can do in start something like join random room. Okay, so now we're going to want to have a public void on photon random join failed. So in the event that we have not joined a room that was in the event that we tried to join a random room and we were unable to, we are going to do a debug.log on photon random join failed. And instead of doing here photon network.create room, we're gonna do a private void create room. And this one will have no parameters, and we're gonna do photon network.create room null. And here we're gonna do create room. So in the event that we could not join a random room, or we're just going to make our own. And let's see, what else do we need? We're going to want to do onJoined room. So private void onJoined room. We're going to want to do debug.log onJoined room. And here we'll probably do the room name. So let's see, I believe it was Photon Network .room name .room.name. So this should return the name of the room. And now we're going to want to do Photon Network .load level. And in here we could do either a string to load the level, or we could do based on an integer. So we're just going to do 1 because I did actually change the name of the level. You could do 1, or you could do something like game, like that. But I'm just going to do 1. I generally do game, but I think it's better practice to do this. And in here we're going to add a few other things in the future, such as the character spawning. So right now the character isn't going to spawn or anything. Okay, let's see. So now we're going to do a private void on. Actually, instead of doing onLevel was loaded, we could probably do. Thinking about this. Okay, so instead of doing that, let's try this first. If this doesn't work, then we'll do the other way that I have. So we're going to do spawn player, which is not existent yet. So we're going to have it now a private void spawn player. And now we're going to want to do, let's see, I guess we could make spawn points now. So we're going to do game object spawns is equal to game object.find game objects with tag and player spawn. And now we're going to have a transform new spawn is equal to spawns random.range 0 to spawns.length. And we're going to get the transform of that. So what's happening here is we're going to loop through all the game objects that are a player spawn, and we're going to pick a random one from that. And now we're going to want to instantiate our player. So we're going to do, instead of instantiate an object, we're going to do Photon Network.instantiate. And here we're going to do player, and I'll explain why we're inputting a string here instead of a game object. Well, it actually says here this prefab needs to be located in the root of a resources folder, which we will do. Player, and we're going to do new spawn.position, and we want to do new spawn.rotation, and we're going to do 0. This is for if we spawn things, say like a group chat item, we can have it appear for one team, which would be like 5, so team 5, something like that. But we're not going to focus on that stuff yet. And we're also going to implement a private void respawn, which is going to do Photon Network.destroy player objects. We're going to do Photon Network. Oops. We're going to do Photon Network.player. That's going to find our player and destroy him. And then we're just going to call our spawn player method that we had created earlier. Okay. So now we want to do a few other things on Photon player disconnected. And we're going to do debug.log on Photon player disconnected. So that is for the future. We'll figure out what to do with that later. And I'm just going to move this to where the on functions are, right here. So we have connect, and everything looks good. So let's try it out and see if this works in our actually, hold on. Yeah, okay. So you could see the buttons are kind of fuzzy. So if we select over here on our canvas pixel perfect, you can see in about a second or two, they should become a lot more sharp and less fuzzy like they are now, which is, oh yeah, there they go. So it's not as much of an eye strain. Okay, so in Network Manager, we have all this set up. In our canvas, we're going to go to our Start Game button and drag in our Network Manager for this instead. Network Manager, and we're going to do, let's see, we're going to do Join Random Room. So if we hit play, we should get errors. So if we hit Start, You can see client is not on a master server. We're not yet ready to call operations. Huh. We didn't even join a lobby yet. Okay, that's strange. So our on join lobby, do we have that function? Let's see here. So on join lobby, I don't recall typing that. Yeah, we don't have that. So we're just gonna do here private void on joined lobby debug.log on join lobby. So it's gonna just tell us that we joined the lobby. Okay, so this should give us a different error now, hopefully, because this doesn't really make too much sense. And no, it doesn't. Okay, let's check out our network. Here we go, our Photon server. So we should have auto join lobby here, and it should just automatically connect us to the lobby, which for some reason doesn't seem to work. Okay, so it was a very simple fix. Over here in our start method, we actually forgot to connect to the Photon network. So we have to do over here connect. We separated the method and we forgot to actually implement that into our start method. So now if we hit play, you should see on join lobby. So right here, on join lobby. And now if we hit start game, we get an error, tag player spawns not defined. Yes. So we have to go to our scene, game new. If it opens, yeah, here we go. The lighting might look strange. That's why I had to, I don't know if I think I mentioned this. I had a lighting problem, so I had to switch everything into a new scene because that was the only way I could fix it. I don't know. So do we have, I don't think we don't even have player spawns. So we're going to want to create a few empty objects like this, and I'll just kind of raise them up like that, something like that. And over here I'll give them an icon, and so I'll select, say, something like blue, and I'll call this player spawn, and I will give it the tag player spawn. And just make sure to apply that tag, and I'm going to duplicate this a few times so that we have a few of them instead of just one, because we want to make this game somewhat interesting. So now if we hit play, that's actually not what I meant to do. Everything's gonna work, but it's not supposed to work. We're looking for an error actually. So if we hit start game, now we get an error because it cannot find. Oh, we haven't done on join lobby yet. Okay, so once it says on join lobby, we can do start game. And then it says array index out of bounds because for some reason it can't find our new spawn. So let's see what's happening here. Let's try this again. Start game. Player spawn. Is it applied to the objects? Because that is not the error that I'm looking for. Player spawn. It is applied. Spawn player. Okay, so first let's fix this problem. It didn't appear yet, but we have to add our player to the resources folder. So inside of our prefabs, we're gonna actually make a folder here called resources, and I'm gonna take our player right here, player. I'll just find him. For some reason I don't see him in here. Yeah. Okay, player. And we're gonna actually have to split him up into a different folder. So we're gonna put him in resources here. So now he should be here, and we have to change a few things on the player. We have to change well, we don't have to change, we have to add a few things. So we're going to add here, first of all, a photon view. And I wonder if we're not getting the spawns because they don't have photon views, but we'll see that in just a second. So observe components, we're going to do over here our transform. We're trying to observe our transform. And it's going to look really choppy once multiplayer does work, but we're going to fix that as well. Okay, and then we're going to delete our player. So if you applied it, you should still have your photon view in here. So now if you go back to your, let's see here, back to your main menu scene, and you hit play. Once it says on join lobby, you hit start. For some reason it says array index out of bounds. So let's see here. Let's see what's happening. We hit this, so transform new spawn is equal to spawns random.range 0 to spawns.length. So let's debug. Let's do something here really quick. So for each spawn, so for each game object spawn in spawns, we're going to debug.log spawn.name. So once it says on join lobby, hit start game. For some reason, it is actually not finding the it's not finding the spawns. So let's try and give them photon views. Perhaps that is our answer. I highly doubt it. Doesn't make sense. Yeah. Okay, so we're still getting this array index out of bounds. So transform new spawn, and it's not finding any of the spawns. It's equal to game objects define spawn player. So spawn player should be done after we load the level. So yeah, this is actually what I was afraid of happening earlier. So what we have to do here is private void on level was loaded, I believe, into level. If level is equal to 1, then we're gonna spawn the player. I believe that is the solution, because that is how it was supposed to be in the first place, but I wanted to see if we could do it the other way. So if we hit start game now, it does seem, it sort of seems to work. Whoa. What the hell? Hold on. Start game. On joined room. So we join the room. Great. But for some reason, it's not really working right. We're still in the menu scene. So photon network.load level. Oh, we haven't. I didn't add it to the build. So this might have actually worked for you. Didn't work for me though. That's because I don't have the scene added here. So I have to do game new. And now it's finding one. So we're loading a non-existent scene. So now if I hit start game, I should be in the game now. And now we get errors. So let's see what happens here. Death canvas dot set active is false. Okay, yeah, these are now errors that we need to address. So now we're gonna have to use tags. I know you guys hate tags, but we're gonna have to use them for now. I'm sorry, but I guess it is what it is. I hate that saying, but it's true. Let's see. So over here for our canvas, our death canvas. I'm blind today. Death canvas. Is this it? Is this what we're actually looking for? What are we looking for again? We are looking for we're not looking for that. We're looking for our here. Let's go back to our scenes here. So scenes, main menu, play, start game. Now we are looking for death canvas. So death canvas that's set active false, and we have here death canvas. Okay. This is fine. So what we're gonna have to do in start is death canvas is equal to game object dot find game object with tag death canvas. And now I guess we can make this a private variable because we don't need it to be public anymore. So that should solve half our problems. Actually, no, it won't, because I forgot to apply the tag. Go back to game new, death canvas, add another 100th tag. Here, death canvas. And we're just gonna apply that here, go back to our scenes, main menu, and now we're gonna figure out what the last problem is. Start game. Okay, we got a couple more problems. Oops, we got a couple more problems. We're not finding it. That's because it's disabled. Okay. Sure. Here. There we go. Let's see if that makes it happy. Start game. Made it a little happy, I think. Yeah. So now we're looking for our health bars, which don't seem to exist. We're looking for our health bar now. So health bar.fill, and let's see. Oh no, these are public. Let's just do here. We're gonna do more tags. Yeah, you guys ready? We're gonna do 4 more tags that I know you guys just love. So we're gonna do now in our game new UI we're gonna change all this because I don't like it either. I don't like having so many tags. It's kind of ugly. So I'm gonna select our health bar, hunger bar, and thirst bar. Completely unnecessary. I don't even know why I selected them all. Don't do that. I'm gonna add hunger bar, thirst bar, and health bar, but I wanna bring health bar up. Can't do that. Health bar, and this is hunger bar. Okay, so health bar is going to be health bar, thirst bar, hunger bar. Whoops, hunger bar is hunger, and thirst is thirst. But now I want to rearrange the order because I have OCD. So let's see, thirst bar should now be hunger, so we're gonna have to swap that. Okay. Now we have to fix this in the code. So hunger bar is equal to game object that find game object with tag, and that should be hunger bar. Now dot get component image. That should be correct. I'm gonna copy this a couple more times. We're gonna do here thirst bar, and we're gonna do here yeah, hunger bar. Okay, this is supposed to be hunger bar. This is supposed to be health bar, and this is our thirst bar. So now this should work. I'm gonna make these private. So private like that. I select multi-lines by holding Alt and selecting like that. So if you didn't already know, that's how you do it. You can just type it like that. Very convenient. Thank you, Visual Studio. And now if we go to main menu, hit play, and see our onJoin lobby, we can hit start, and we get one more error. And this is our interact text. Our interact text is public, and I believe our interact text is on our player. Yeah, so we shouldn't have any problems with that. Oh, that's our text. Okay, duh. Okay, so this is gonna be private. Now we're gonna do another tag. We're gonna do find interact text. So interact text is equal to game object dot find game object with tag interact text dot get component. I don't want get activity. I've never even used that. I don't know what it's for. Text. One more thing. This hopefully will conclude this episode because this has been, yeah, it's been 35 minutes. So we're gonna add a interact text here. Like that, and please work. No, it won't. We have to go to our main menu. Duh. Okay. Wait for onJoin lobby to appear, and whoa! Would you look at that? Multiplayer's working. My lighting is crappy. I know. Ignore the lighting. it might not look like this for you. It may look, if it does look like this for you, go to your game scene, lighting, and uncheck auto and hit build. This is a common problem that not many people know about. So once you do that and you go back to your main menu, you will see that magically when you start your game, I broke something. All right, okay. So once you wait for we'll fix that. We'll make it so you can only press start when you join the lobby. So when you start the game, boom, magic, my lighting is fixed. So I hope you guys know that fix. Now, I'm not necessarily, well, actually, yeah, it's not a multiplayer episode unless we have multiplayer running. So we're going to build the project. So I'm going to do Control B. I don't know, I don't remember doing this. I'm pretty sure I did. I showed you guys how to build your game. You just hit Control B, or you go to File and then Build Settings, and Build and Run, and you just choose your path, so that'll work. Okay, so once this finishes, this does take some time. Sometimes depends on how big your project is. Also, I've been lagging recently. I have no clue why. Don't know why. So let's just wait for this to finish, and I'll be right back. I wanted to fix this before I run into this error because I know I will. We're gonna go to our player. So, okay, right, I forgot. I put them in resources. So right here, player, and you can make. I don't know why I didn't say this, but you can make a resources folder inside of prefabs. It'll work just fine for the Photon network. And let's see here. So I want to have a mesh collider, or not a mesh collider, a mesh filter, and a mesh renderer, so that we can actually see our character. And here I'm going to add the capsule, and I'm just going to test this by dragging him in here. Okay, you could see that he's there, but he's very pink, and we don't want that, so we're going to go to Materials, and I'm going to make a new material, and I'll call him Player. And our players could be, now green is the same color. Yeah, he'll be blue. That's fine. And we'll just put that on our player. Hit apply, and delete the player. And now I'm going to build the project again. So it shouldn't take so long the second time you build it after just building it. I believe it usually that is usually the case for me. But yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this in a very small window, like that. I'm going to hit play here. Actually, I'm going to hit play. I keep forgetting that, but I have to go to the scenes and main menu. Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to hit start game here. Should have connected us. We should be on the quote-unquote server, so whoa, that's interesting. We're technically on the cloud. So now if I hit play here, you should see Anduin Lobby, and let's check our console. Start game. Anduin Random Room failed was not called, although we have an error here with the death canvas. Now, we don't have to worry about that. We'll worry about that later. I don't know why it's still giving us errors. Health bar. Okay. There we go. So we have one more thing that we have to tackle. And now multiplayer isn't going to work just yet. I forgot that we have to tackle this one extra thing. We actually have to make a separate script to make our players not do what the other player is doing. For example, we're trying to update the hunger from the other player, and the other player is trying to do it for us, vice versa. So this is causing some sort of error with. We're basically trying to manipulate each other's clients, which is not what we want to do. So we're going to be fixing that in the next episode. So stay tuned for that, and if you haven't already, subscribe so that you can stay up to date, because there will definitely be a video tomorrow explaining what we have to do to fix all these things. And tomorrow we're gonna get multiplayer really working. So if you like the video, make sure to like. If you have any questions, be sure to comment. and have a good one.